Hello, Miami. This is 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will, and what an extravagant victory by the Miami Dolphins today as the Miami Dolphins go on the road and defeat the Detroit Lions by a final score of 31-27. And it was the absolute Tua Tagovailoa show as the Miami Dolphin quarterback once again, does not suffer a loss. Okay, he's 5-0 this year as the head of leading the helm of the offense. In particular, Tua had a magnificent game. All right, a magnificent game. Okay, 29 of 36, 382 yards passing. Okay, 3 touchdowns, very important. 0 interceptions. And of course, we cannot take anything away from his wide receivers. Tyreek Hill balls out again today, 12 receptions, 188, right? 15 yards per reception, almost 16 yards per reception. All right. A long of 42. Jalen Waddle with 8 catches, 106, average of 13 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Tua Tagovailoa has 3 touchdowns, should have had 4. Okay. There's one play that I thought that Coach McDaniel should have challenged, and Tua would have had a 4th touchdown. But the bottom line is that he has 3. This was actually, in my opinion, the best game Tua's had as a Miami Dolphin. I'm also putting it above, the 6 touchdown performance against Baltimore, as Tua did, throw 2 interceptions in the game, and some were dropped as well. But this was, I thought it was Tua's most flawless game. We talk about the arm strength, and James Lofton brought it up in the CBS broadcast, which made a lot of people out on social media very upset because it's like harping on the one deficiency the quarterback has. But the bottom line is, though, he needs to find a way to have the timing to hit Tyreek Hill in stride, because we're winning right now. I wonder how Tyreek is going to feel not getting into the end zone, because of the fact that that Tua does not have the arm strength that his old buddy Pat Mahomes has. But that's just a little bit, right? Tua is good, in the intermediate routes. Tua can hit the out routes. Tua is great on the run and being deadly accurate. He showed all that today. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I had a feeling the Miami Dolphins were going to have the best offensive production in today's game, based upon the fact that they were going to be on AstroTurf. Right, when you're on grass, it's a little different, and some opposing fields are different. But when you're indoors, there's no wind. All right, it's artificial turf. You actually go faster. The one thing Dan Campbell did not want was a track meet with the Dolphin offense. Well, he got one, okay, because Miami Dolphins pretty much kept up with the Lions scoring early on, and not only that, also were able to finish the job in the second half. We'll get into that in just about a couple minutes, but the Miami Dolphins just looked absolutely blazingly fast. Everybody, for the most part, against the Lions defense. You had leading Tyreek Hill, Waddle, of course. Gesicki looked much quicker. Moser was a beast. Edmonds had a couple moments, I thought, as well. Moser ran pretty decently today for the Phins on 14 carries, 64 yards, averaging almost 5 yards a pop. All right, so the bottom line is the Miami Dolphins, we're in their element in terms of speed, okay, because the AstroTurf does allow for, if you're a quick receiver, to be a lot quicker, and allows for easier route running because you're not getting your cleats stuck in the grass and stuff like that. Okay, it just reminds me a little bit. The reason I'm talking about that, because it reminds me a little bit of Leon Searcy's story when he talked about the BYU game, how he felt that they kept the grass a little higher, so guys like Lamar Thomas couldn't blaze down the field. So I thought that was a bit of an interesting story. Maybe think about it when I was analyzing the game today over Detroit, because the fact of the matter is it does help, right? Everybody's on a level playing field, so whoever's fast and whomever is really, really well displayed. The Miami Dolphins, let me tell you, Jared Goff, though, did not look that bad either. Jared Goff actually had a very good first half. Goff went 27 of 37 for the game, of course, with 321 yards passing and 1 touchdown. And that's pretty much it. But he did look early on. The Lions offense was looking like, the Kansas City Chiefs offense, because the Miami Dolphins were giving up, a lot of yards, and they gave up a lot of points in the first half, right? They surrendered 27 points right before halftime. Much credit to Josh Boyer, who was able to subdue, the wide receivers of the Lions to get that 1 sack with Zach Sealer in the second half, and they rendered them scoreless, in the third and fourth quarter. Miami scoring 14 points in the third, and then pretty much running out the clock in the fourth. All right, so it's pretty much it's an excellent game for the Phins. The Miami Dolphins right now with Tua as quarterback. Listen, the Miami Dolphins are at their best when Tua Tagovailoa is your quarterback. All right, Teddy Bridgewater may have a better arm, but Tua's it's more efficient for him. It's just more efficient for him. So we need to protect them very well. And hopefully, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about Liam Eichenberg. We'll see. It looked pretty bad. We'll see what happens as of tomorrow. Let's see what they rule. If anybody knows already, feel free to comment down low. I haven't got anything on my media feeds and so on in regards to the Eichenberg injury. So that's pretty much in response to that. The Miami Dolphins right now, as far as offense goes, going back to that a little bit, they look very good. All right, they looked very good in the first half against the Steelers. The Steelers have a solid defense. They know Brian Flores knows the Dolphins very well, especially to us. So he was involved in that game planning. But as far as I'm concerned, the Miami Dolphins are at their best when Tua is the quarterback, and Mike McDaniel is calling a good game. Although they wanted to bring in that 49ers system that was very run heavy, where George Kittle was not only a pass catching tight end, but also a very good blocking tight end. Right now, we're seeing on display that the Miami Dolphins are better when they're more of an air raid type. Right, the Miami Dolphins are better when the pass could open up things for the run. So that's pretty much what I like. Mike McDaniel is adaptable. I know he wanted to run the ball. That was one thing he wanted to do. That's why he brought in Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert for the speed element. But the bottom line is that the Dolphins are a much better passing team than run team and run blocking team as well. So he's adaptable. That's good. The one thing I do think that Mike McDaniel does have to pretty much take care of is the penalties. Right, the Miami Dolphins have an issue this year with penalties in this game as well. They were heavily penalized, especially in the first half, not so much in the second half. I think Detroit got the worst of it in the third and fourth quarter. The Miami Dolphins did not, but that's something they have to clean up, because that's gonna be very essential to play clean football when you're playing the likes of the Bills again, the Patriots again, and even your arch nemesis, the New York Jets again. The defense as well, bend but not break. The Miami Dolphins played very solid defensively against the Steelers last week. They were able to pull that game off, and they played very well against Minnesota. It's on the road is where the Dolphin defense tends to struggle the most. They struggled, horrifically, against the Vikings. They struggled against the Jets, as well. And they struggled in the first half of this game against the against the Lions. Forgive me, it's the Lions. So that's something that that Josh Moore has got to clean up, because you're gonna have to go on the road. All right, you have to go on the road in Buffalo, and you have to go on the road again against the Patriots. All right, you get the Jets at home, so that's a benefit. But just remember that you are gonna face your division rivals later in the season out on the road, and that's something that the Dolphins have to take care of. Okay, so that's another thing. The Dolphins should be in good position, because they do play some winnable games in the next few weeks. Okay, they play the Chicago Bears next. The Chicago Bears, although the offense has improved under Justin Fields, the defense is still giving up a lot of points, which plays into the hands of the Miami Dolphin offense. And the Houston Texans are not playing very good football. So the Dolphins should get 2 wins easy in the next couple of weeks when they go back. I think they play the Jets again after they play the Texans. So we'll see how that goes, right? We'll see how that goes. And whatnot. All right, everybody, that's it for me. If you like what you heard, please do not forget to like and share and subscribe to this podcast, right, and this YouTube channel as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, as I told you, I will be having 2 special guests on for this upcoming week. Giovanni Gonzalez, a professional Colombian basketball player, will be on the show. The episode will be airing Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And of course, Alejandro Solana of WQAM, the Hawkman and Crowder Show, and also the Porpoise Podcast as well, and Heat Pregame. He will also be on Friday. Okay, the episode will be airing on Friday. Okay, so once again, everybody, I am Will. Stay tuned for those episodes. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon.